As the night covers me, black disappear from pole to pole. I sing whatever gods may be from my unconquerable soul.
Now then, welcome back. Today, it's the long-awaited impressions tutorial for Morgan Freeman. If you haven't seen the first two videos in this series, make sure you go and check them out first because they will be referenced in this video. I'm going to give you some tips and hints as to how to go about a Morgan Freeman impression, and I'm going to do a specific case study using Morgan Freeman as an example on how to complete an impression so that it is multi-layered. Please drop a like on the video and leave a comment in the comment section voting on what impressions tutorial you want next. But let's get into it. There are two videos that I recommend you use in order to learn a Morgan Freeman impression. First, for getting started, I recommend the Joshua Robert Thompson Impressions Reel video.
The way it goes from wall to wall.
This is the first Morgan Freeman impression I ever heard, and it inspired me to start impressions entirely all the way back in 2011. It's great because it's original dialogue, it's funny, and also it really captures that Morgan Freeman narrator mode. You'll finish a resource, which I can tell you will not be for a while. I recommend this motivational video that someone's cut together. I'll include a link in the description. It includes a variation of quotes from films, the Invictus poem, different things that he said in an interview. It's just a great resource for all the different modes that you can adopt with the Morgan Freeman voice, which I'm going to go further on later. First, I'm going to give you some pointers on how to develop, from the beginning, a caricature Shawshank-style narration Morgan Freeman. I don't think it'll come as much of a surprise when I tell you that Morgan Freeman has a really high-pitched voice, sort of... No, he has a very deep, resonant voice. A lot of people ask, how can I make my voice deeper? And this is the secret, so listen up. You have to concentrate your energy on the vagus nerve. That way you can vibrate the mucous membrane, or vocal cords, modulating the flow of air coming up through the lungs during phonation. Obviously that was a joke. I just got that straight off Wikipedia. In truth, there's no shortcut or easy answer to getting a deeper voice. All I can say is try tilting your head down as you're speaking and really focus on your energy to try and get the noise to come from the lower in your throat and almost your chest area. As I pointed out in the first video, my voice wasn't always this deep. It's something that comes very slowly with practice. Every time you practice, it'll increase your range just a little bit. Apparently, yawning helps as well. And eventually...
Children born have known nothing but full bellies and clear skies. It's a paradise.
Most deep voices have that sort of croaky quality to it. But the croakiness is something that really defines the Morgan Freeman voice. Once you start reaching that depth, the croakiness will come naturally. But also, try and constrict your throat as you're making the noise. It'll add to that croaky sound. Morgan Freeman was born in Memphis, Tennessee. So he has that Southern American accent, according to Wikipedia, and tends to use those typical Southern turns of phrases that Southern Americans use all day, every day. Cain never could. Oh, salutations, I do declare. In Southern America, they just use those phrases consistently for every sentence. Due to my English accent, the one place where my Morgan Freeman impression tends to fall down is the American accent. For any non-Americans watching this, here's a couple of words that over the years I have learned to correct. Instead of direct, direct.
It's direct.
Mobile, mobile.
Mobile.
Aluminium, aluminum.
Aluminum. We gotta go directly to the mobile aluminum factory.
That's a phrase you'll be using a lot. Generally in England, we use the longer version of the vowel, like I or O. But in America, they tend to use the shorter version, I. When you're starting out, the best thing to do is to go for that Shawshank narrator style, because it's the most iconic. Here's a few starter phrases that I recommend.
Andy Dufresne, Andy Dufresne, Andy. Damn near worn down to the knob. Get busy living or get busy dying. And that's goddamn right.
This is something that I got criticised for a lot when I started out doing Morgan Freeman. When he talks, Morgan Freeman has a hint of a lisp. People told me he did not. He does. One thing I've done to achieve a more subtle and accurate version of this lisp is to just purse my lips a little bit inwards.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Ah. Yep.
Like I've said before, it's okay to overdo these things in the beginning because it's easier to pick up, and then once you've got the hang of it, you can dial it back afterwards. It's a slow measured voice when narrating. It flows with peaks and troughs.
Andy came to Shawshank Prison in 1947. I must admit I didn't think much of Andy the first time I laid eyes on him. Looked like a stiff breeze would blow him over. That was my first impression of the man.
When acting or conversational, it's a lot more jumpy with very deliberate pauses for thought.
Yeah. And I do, I see what you're saying. I do. Yeah. So don't worry about it. Okay?
So today's case study is on completing an impression. When I talk about completing an impression, what I mean is be able to switch between modes fluidly. Morgan Freeman, like most actors, has different styles of talking. Whether it be caricature Shawshank narration.
Oh, Andy did it in less than 20.
When he's acting.
People die every day, Frankie. Mopping floors, washing dishes. You know what the last thought is? I never got my shot. Or in a normal conversation. Just anywhere, anytime, any day, but most importantly, anywhere.
If you want a really spot-on impression, you have to master all the different ways that person talks. This takes a long time and is probably only worth doing if that impression has a level of longevity. For me, Morgan Freeman took about 3 to 4 years to perfect. But as a general idea, I'm going to take you through the process that I underwent in order to perfect that Morgan Freeman impression. 2012. Caricature Shawshank mode.
And the part of you that knew it was a sin to lock them up does rejoice. But still, the place that you live in is all the more empty and drab that they are gone. I guess I just miss my friend.
Calling it the bat. And yes, Mr. Payne, it does coming back. Let me get this straight. You want a microwave emitter powerful enough to vaporize all the water in the mains? A nuclear bomb? And red, black? More depth, natural conversational flow. I've learned to keep my mouth relatively closed, but still maintain excessive lip movement for that greater level of expression. Also, little detailed mannerisms and abrupt changes in expression. Make it feel more like you're listening to a person rather than an impression that is following a script. That's science.
So that's the way that I've developed the Morgan Freeman impression over the years to really make it as good as I can. And finally, here is me performing the full Invictus speech from the beginning in a caricature narration kind of way, so you can use it to repeat along with and start learning the Morgan Freeman impression.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud, and under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbound. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, though the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to drop a like and also subscribe if you haven't, so you can make sure you see all of the other videos that I make as well as this series. And make sure you leave a comment in the comment section voting for the next impressions tutorial you would like. Until next time, see you later.